Hi guys. Happy Thursday. What am I looking at here? Oh god, I did it again. Hi guys. As usual, I just came in here with seconds to spare. How's it going? What's up? Happy early Easter. How's the week been? My coffee's too hot. Yeah, what was I going to say? Looks like there's some regulars, but also some newbie names I don't recognize. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the studio. Today we're painting this cute little ducky. Hold up, Jen. Y'all just coming in with some props. Starting the day, I haven't even done anything exciting for you. You're dropping potatoes. It's going to be a good day. Oh, thanks, Jen. Wow. And Justin and Vincent with the popcorn. Starting this day off strong. Thank you. That's a potato, if I've ever seen one. Oh, that means the world. Oh my god. I'm thrown off. I don't even know where I'm going. Happy Easter. Thanks, Jen. That's amazing. Was so unexpected. What a nice way to start paint night. Again, they sneak up on me. They're the same time every Thursday. But for some reason, I always just end up being here in the nick of time. I'm really excited about this cutie little chickadee ducky that we're going to paint. I had trouble at first deciding what we should paint because I do on my channel, on like my YouTube, we've done it live here on Caffeine because we always do it here first. I have a bunny. So I was like, I don't want to do a bunny again. But it's not that there's something wrong with bunnies. I just thought it would be fun to do something a little different for this Easter. And then I found this hilarious duck with bunny ears. It's just like a photo I found online. I have no idea for the credit. I'll try to find it. Know that I didn't make up this cutie little ducky. But we're all going to be painting one today. And it's going to be the best. I can't wait to see what everyone's turns out like. Because look at that little guy. Right? Okay. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes while people sneak in, and we'll just start going over some of the... Again, every time I say it, I have to think of better words for it. But I call them the rules. But rules is like a strict name. Let's... Suggestions. Yeah, Justin too hasn't thought of a better word. Anybody else have any ideas? I hate saying, let me start with the rules. Because people are like, oh my God, there's rules? I thought we're just here to have fun. Spoiler alert, number 6 is have fun. But, okay. The rules for now until we have some better ideas. Big Pot's back with a Thursday. Heck yeah, it is. Except it's Thursday. Am I right? All right. Okay. Hello, Big Pot. Good to see ya. Let's see. Screw spring break. Oh yeah, see, look, I'm so out of it. Happy spring break, everybody. Haven't been in school so long, I had no idea. Happy spring break. Let's paint this little duck. Okay, let's go over the rules quick. Number 1, I'm not a trained teacher, okay? So if I explain something poorly, if I go too fast, if you need a little more help on something, let me know. If you have a better way of explaining something, let me know anytime. Don't be scared to tell me to slow down or whatever, because you could be helping somebody else either right now, because I see there's some anonymous people on here, which means that they don't have a Caffeine account, so they can't comment. So maybe you'll be asking a question that they have. Or for all y'all YouTubers watching, you could help them out too in the future. Number 2 is start with pencil. I always, if you want, some people are more comfortable with pencil, totally feel free to take out a pencil, while I always show you how to start with a little paintbrush, but up to your comfortability. Some people would rather just a pencil. If there's people out there today drawing with just pencil who don't have paints, this is one that you can do with just pencil. What else? We already got distracted. Number 3, don't treat your painting or drawing or whatever you're doing too precious, okay? That's rule number 1. I know it's hard. It's easier said than done, but you will have a much easier time, because when you're too stressed and too worried to put down a brush stroke, then you're just not having a good time. You usually make more mistakes when you're too scared to just let the paint go, okay? So don't treat your painting too precious. There is really no such thing as mistakes with acrylic. It is easy to cover up acrylic once it dries, which is like 5 minutes. So it's easy to fix any mistakes you may have. So that's why I like to say there's no such thing as mistakes, okay? That falls into number 4, which is like trust the process, right? So halfway through, your painting is going to look so weird. It's probably not going to look like mine. All of ours are going to look different. It's not even going to look like the duck. Where are we going? The duck, okay? This is kind of where we're starting with. These are the shapes we're going to be using. It's not going to look like a duck at the start. And that's fine, okay? It's always comes together in the last like 5 minutes. So that's why I say it's so important to trust the process. Because if you give up halfway through, you'll never know what your little ducky could have looked like, the potential it had, okay? Most people always, maybe a couple times, there's been people who've said they weren't fully excited on the finale. But 99% of the time, everybody is happy at the end after their last few steps. It always comes together. Hello, Madge. Number 5, water is your friend. Acrylic is a water-based paint. It's very important that if something's pulling weird or your paint's not going far or something's just acting a little wonky, usually it's because you don't have enough water on your brush. Don't be scared of using water. And like I said earlier, number 6 is like, have fun. Okay? We're here to be, not worry about what's going on outside. Be stress-free. Paint a cute little ducky that you can like give your parents for Easter or something. That's why I'm doing it today instead of next Thursday, because I thought, hey, at least the video would be out for people to make some art for their Easter celebrations this weekend. Maybe. Right? Okay. I feel like I've been talking forever. Let's get to painting. Big Pot's just pointing out that I just had to do the Bernie Sanders painting. Hey, whoa. You know what, Big Pot? We actually did it as a paint night, so you can do it too. We painted this exactly like we're doing right now. It was last month or the month before. So it's on my YouTube, so you could paint him too. Okay. Thanks for that. That helps. That little cross marketing we just did there. Thanks, Big Pot. And then adding to my watch list. Heck yeah. And then Madge says, any April Fool's pranks pulled on me? No, and I wanted to pull one on you guys, but I just wasn't clever enough. I was thinking like to put like a picture of me or something in the middle, like we were going to paint me. I thought maybe that could be funny and then just change it to the duck. But I'm not clever, but no, nobody April Fooled me. Some like companies online did, but doesn't April Fool's end at 12? Like what, 12 in the afternoon or 12 midnight? Oh, I didn't know that. Can anybody else back that up? Is April Fool's supposed to end at noon? Or is that the April Fool's joke? I'm just kidding. Okay, everybody, who's getting ready? Oh, Justin says yes. Okay. I had no idea. There you go. So then I would have been just so out. It would have been unorthodox of me to April Fool's joke, you guys. I pranked my class this morning with shaving cream instead of hand sanitizer. That's good, Allie. I like that. Pranking your class with shaving cream instead of hand sanitizer. That's a 10 out of 10. I like that one. Okay, also, again, I always have to shout out. She's not here right now, but Sid made me this cup that is perfect for paint nights. Is it not? Let's get ready to schlob some paint around, okay? Okay. I just couldn't stop yawning before we started, and usually that means that I am going to be yawning the whole stream, and that makes you guys yawn, and it's just a dangerous, dangerous game. All right? So, to start our little duckies, I suggest everybody start with yellow. If you're not starting with pencil, start with yellow, but I'm going to be using orange only because it'll be hard for you guys to see the yellow on the screen. It's not going to pick it up well. I suggest yellow because, remember, this is just our first layer. It's our first rough sketch, and we are going to be painting the duck yellow, so it's probably best for everybody to use yellow. It's okay if it's very bright and you can't see it, but for the sake of everybody's sanity, I'm going to use orange, okay? You can use orange if you want, but I would just... Yellow's easier, so you'll be able to cover it up. Okay, my chair. All right, so we're taking a little blob of orange onto your brush. Why can't I close this? Also, I'm allergic to this paint, so get ready for my nose to start itching very soon. And then yellow, just because you guys are using yellow, I'll take some out onto my palette too. And we're just going to get ready. Remember, these are the shapes. Maybe I'll just move this over a little bit so y'all can see that. And we're going to start painting our little ducky. Get your smallest brush out of whatever that is, the cup. Okay? And you're going to start by scooping water. Grab a paintbrush. The water dish is over here. You can kind of see my hand here, right here. And you're going to scoop water out to your yellow. Remember, you guys are using yellow. And I'm just slowly scooping a little pile of water. You guys probably can't see it on there, but there's a little pile of water. And you're going to take a little glob of paint. Again, remember, you guys are using yellow. Sorry if I'm annoying. I just know that it's going to be forgotten by some of you. And you're going to mix up that little tiny bit of paint into your water. See here? And I'm making a chocolate milky consistency of paint. Okay? And we are going to take a peek at your whole canvas. Imagine this little ducky on it. We're going to try to picture where his ears and his head's going to go, and just kind of imagining that at first really helps us visualize and give enough room for most of the features. Most of the time. Sometimes I paint too big. And we're going to start with his cute little head. When we're painting his head, again, remember he's got big bunny ears we have to add, so don't make it too high. I'm going to come probably about here. And let's draw a good old circle right in the middle of our canvas. See how I'm not stressed about it being a perfect circle. I'm going to go around it a couple times and until it's the size that I want it to be. Remember, you guys are using yellow, and it's okay that it's very light because we're painting over top all of this stuff. But we've got a little egg in there. All right? And from that, because that was so easy, right? Using that chocolate milk consistency, the paint's very light and flowy. We're going to go paint this big old belly. Usually my paintings always become chubbier than the picture that we look at because I just like it that way. But our first shape here will help us out. We're going to come, I don't know, what is this, like an inch maybe? You guys know that I'm not good at visualizing measurements. We're going to draw a big old circle for his cute, fat little body. So cute. Right? Little head, bigger body. There's a small amount of space in the middle, as long as you want. Remember, I always suggest that you guys always look at the reference. I keep pointing over here. The reference photo as much as the picture that I'm painting, because I'm always looking more at the photo than what I'm painting, just to keep always bouncing back visually to see if you're getting proportions roughly right. But it does help for some of you who are learning to draw, trying to get better at drawing, to see how I am breaking these shapes down, right, from this real photo that we're looking at. Okay, this coffee's making my mouth so dry. Okay, so easy, right? Easy peasy. We love chubby here. Nico, glad you're on my side, dude. Ilham! What do you mean, what the quack is this? It's the cutest little cutie you ever did see. We are going to go from this little bottom, and we're going to attach these, okay? So it's, imagine we're painting on this circle we drew, and from the side, we're just going to come on up. And same on this side, just add that on there. So what do we have? It almost looks like we have a bowling pin, maybe. Again, remember, if maybe you made it too high and there's not enough room for the ears, it's not the end of the world. We can put some white paint over top and restart it over. If you made this middle circle too small, you can easily paint it bigger. So maybe some of you made your circle small and it looked like this in there. And you're like, oh no, it's too big. Who cares? It's okay. Draw it bigger on the outside. We're going to cover up all these areas with paint. So it don't matter. Should I ask for duck facts or bunny facts? Maybe a little mixture of both. Are there any facts, bunny facts, that also involve ducks? Is there one fact that is both? That's the real question. Fact, they're cute. Ilham, perfect. Nailed it. And Nikki's in here. Hey guys, how y'all doing tonight? Good to see you, Nikki. Happy Easter, everybody. All right, we've got this weird little shape. Are we trusting the process? Are we ready to do some chubby little thighs? No, not thighs yet. Let's do his little arms first, okay? So we are going to come roughly. So see where our circle's starting, right? This is roughly where it's begun. That's where we want his little funny arms to come out, the bottom of his arms. We're just going to make a line out and down on both sides. Right? See, it's not straight. It's not all the way up. It's a nice out and down on an angle. Meow. And then from the end of that cutie little wing, let's just bubble this line up to match that line. Where'd I find this cutie, Nikki? Pinterest. I always just go cute, like, and at first I was looking at bunnies and I was like, we already did a bunny. I was telling that story earlier. And then I just was like, what are other cute Easter animals? And really, like, little ducks and chicks or whatever was the only thing that I could think of. So I was like, Easter, chicks, cute, bunny, all those keywords. And I found this guy deep in the depths of the interwebs. And I did a little test drawing quick to make sure that I could do it for you guys, and we could, and here we are. That process is flawless, right? Just giving you guys some behind the scenes, That's how I find all of them. Pinterest. I'm realizing it took me a long time from art school, but if you are like an artist looking for reference photos, always go to Pinterest and use it like Google. For some reason, the images, and like even like if I'm looking for celebrity like references for my celebrity portraits and stuff, even if you Google the exact same thing as you would on Pinterest, Pinterest always gives you the better results, just so you know. Okay, same on this side. For some of you, like, see how on this one we started at the bottom of his little wing? Maybe for some of you it'll be easier for you to start at the top and bring it down to match. Doesn't really matter, it's complete preference. I kind of made them longer than, whatever. They're still cute though. They're not permanent. We can do whatever. He looks like a little penguin. And here you were judging why Pinterest exists. Apparently, like, I don't use it like as well as I could. I think there's lots of positives to Pinterest. It's like mood board. If you're somebody who like uses mood boards and stuff, I think that's a great digital mood board. I imagine that's kind of like the whole basic of it. Basis? Is that the word I'm looking at? Ducks come in all shapes and sizes. Also a fact, Illa, right? Okay. Now let's get those little cute chubby thighs going. Okay, and we are going to just make a big old bean. It's basically an egg. But basically a bean too. Let's just go in there. And see how it goes. It's nestled right underneath that funny little wing we did, which we might, whatever, we'll figure that out later. Nestled right underneath there, and see how it's overlapping a little bit onto the main circle we've done, right? It's kind of looking like a little turkey or something right now. Mostly on the outside, overlapping a little bit into his belly, but now see we have this shape. If we look at our reference photo over here, you can see, right, there's a thigh, then a little bump of his funny little belly, and then another thigh. So we've already built those shapes up right there. And then again on this side, let's do another little thigh. It doesn't have to be as big just because he's kind of, that's fine. We can make it exactly the same. We're making him cute and chubby. Could you do a paint night and teach us how to do a portrait? That's tough. Because it took me like 20 years to learn how to paint portraits. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that in 2 hours. I'm not going to say no, Nikki, but I'm stressed about it a little bit. I won't lie. Portraits are not just, there's a lot more to it than, I don't know, it would be tough. It'd be tough. Except for what about a nice landscape, Bob Ross style? We have done a couple, but not as Bob Rossy as they could be. See, like, I can draw a portrait in 2 hours now, but can I teach? Can I teach people how to do a portrait in 2 hours? No. I can teach you how to cheat one easily. I could. Okay, here. We're back to the ducky. I'll think about that. I'll have to think about that. It's a tough one. Portraits are a little different. Landscapes are funny because they're, like, hard for me, too. You wouldn't think that landscapes are hard for someone who paints portraits, but they are. What are we doing? Sorry, I got off track for a second here. Let's just, from our little thigh we've made here, let's just make a line straight on down. Big Pot, you are just helping enter a bunch of my products into the conversation today, because guess what? I just got original Taytayski paint by numbers in the mail the other day. I don't have it near me right now, but I have. You can paint my T-Rex, my rainbow skull, a tiger. What's the other one? Biggie Smalls. They're all on my website. Taytayski.com, you guys. I know that you're not doing it on purpose, but I'm thanking you for the coincidences. Okay, we've got a little foot of our little ducky. And then at the bottom, we're just going to draw a triangle pointing up. Okay? See, right? The triangle pointing up. Nikki just ordered a tiger paint by numbers with the book. And there's another product y'all are bringing there. My children's book also released. Not yesterday, Tuesday. My official, I didn't write it. An author, Megan J. Ward, wrote it. I love the story. I think it's beautifully written. And it was published by Rocky Mountain Books. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Barnes & Noble, Indigo, Chapters, Booktopia if you're in Australia. You guys, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for me. Okay, what are we doing here? We are doing another leg. Thanks for buying it, Nikki. I'm packing orders tonight. We are going to do another leg, the triangle, some type of bean for sure. And Nikki, if you buy it off my site, you'll get it signed, by the way, says Nikki, which is also very true. You guys, should I be paying you for the advertising? It's crazy. You guys are the best. Yeah, she's not wrong. They're signed by me and the author on my website. Okay, we're doing the other foot, and you know what? It's gonna feel crazy, but I am going to paint this one. See how we didn't do it quite as tall? And we are making this one a triangle pointing on down. Because he's walking. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, and Bubsy's here. Lisa, can't wait to get theirs either. Oh, thank you. I know I saw your order and your little note. You want me to write? So cute. I don't know how many I have left on me, but I have to order another box. Or another box is coming already with a bunch of extras. Okay. We've basically got a duck, you guys. One thing I just want to look at. What is that piece of paper? Is that drawing? Where did I put ya? Okay. We are just going to lay out where that cute little beak is going to go. And we're going to go right into the middle of that face. Remember, you guys are painting yellow right now. It's okay if you did orange, but like I said, yellow is just going to be a lot easier to color over. We've got a big rectangle right down the middle to map out that little nose. You wonder where that duck is now. I know. Sweet little angel. It's not yellow anymore, I know that. Okay. We've got, I think, Eaton. I didn't say he was eaten. I just meant he grew out of the yellow feathers, okay? Okay. We are going to start. We're not going to worry about his little ears right now. That's okay. We can figure that out in a bit. Actually, no, we're going to have to set them up now. We're going to go to the top of his head. We're just going to paint a little old headband on him. We're going to start more than halfway at the top of our circle. And we're just going to paint like a rainbow right over top his head. We're still using yellow if you want. It looks like he's a little like French maid or something at the moment. And then to make it nice and easy, let's just go to the side here. A good old teardrop. Boop. Which is almost off the screen. Right. And then another basically another teardrop. Let's get it going. Whoop. This one can be a little bit longer. They can be a little chaotic. Remember what? Maybe if you want him to be a little bit bigger, it doesn't matter. We can paint right over top of it. We all got white. And if you want to start, you can just go right in the middle and draw those little pink ear spots. Okay? And the last step before we start painting, because we're just going to paint that bow right on top at the end. We're not going to really map that out yet. We're not going to map out too many features because we basically just got to paint him yellow. But we are going to puff out these cheeks a little bit, okay? See how we're coming? Here's our original circle. And I'm just going to come out here and poof out a little of his cheek. Same on this side. Poof out a little bit of his cheek. Right? Looks so funny. I don't know why. It just reminds me of like a Futurama character or something at the moment. And again, remember, nothing's permanent. We could... Do I not have a rag on me? No, I don't. Just use my pants for now. Like, we could make things bigger if you want. Like, nothing is permanent. If you want to make it look like he's taking a bigger step, I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But, okay. This is going to get covered in grass. How do we feel? Pencilers, put your pencils down. We are going to start painting this cutie little guy. Okay? We are going to do the background. You know what, Madge? Maybe we should do the background now. Let's get some green. Thanks. I forget the background all the time. Are we going to do some up drips? Sure, you guys, let's do it. So, how are we going to do it? We're going to get some green on our palettes. If you don't have green, green is blue and yellow mixed together, okay? I don't know, I have some light green shades. Sure, I'm going to use that one. Again, you guys know that my background's like, I'm a very messy painter. I don't like coloring things smooth to the background, or smooth to the edges. I like that painterly look. I like that up drip look that Ilham's talking about. I like to let the paint drip. But you can do whatever you want, okay? Oh man, I didn't start my timeline. Start it now. You can do whatever you want. You can paint it smooth. You don't have to make it green. You can paint it whatever color you like. I don't know why I like a limited background. I don't know why this isn't working here. I don't know why I don't like coloring it smooth or flush through, but let's see. Backgrounds are always fun with a big old paintbrush. It can be rounded. It can be square. Even if this is the biggest brush you got, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's a little bit bigger than your outlining brush that we were just using. Doesn't have to be, but it really helps if you got a little more surface area on that paintbrush, okay? I personally am not going to paint it as solid as we've got in our little ducky on the side here, okay? I kind of like the idea of lightly kind of slobbing some green in the background and then painting some grassy leaves, blades at the front. So I'm going to have green on my brush with my big old paintbrush. Always get your paintbrush wet. I need a rag. But don't worry about that chocolate milky consistency that I always talk about at the start. We are going to go just straight into our thick paint. Okay. And we are just going to start lightly flailing. If your orange is still wet, be very careful because you don't want it to blend together. Orange and green mixed together isn't the nicest. We are just going to lightly lay out some rough grass. And see how I'm just like lightly flailing around? There's no rhyme or reason. It's okay if it's messy. Little Taytayski and the Taytayski cartel. I always forget about Taytayski cartel until RCV comes here, and I love it. I forget how much I love it every time. Hello, how are you doing? We're painting a little ducky today. And I can bring this close so you guys can see how it's just like flailing around in there. If you want to paint your whole background solid, I suggest you do it now. Again, should I just do it for the class? I was just anticipating. See, now I water it down a little bit more when I get a little further out. And it's going to start dripping a little bit, but it's also going to dry at a lighter value because it's more water than pigment. So the further I go back, if I'm just lightly with adding more water as I go, you'll see that as it starts drying, it will appear lighter. So we'll make it, the further you go in space, it'll be getting lighter. The close-up is darker. You can see how it's dripping nice at the bottom. Our last step is probably going to be green again, just to kind of bring some blades over top of stuff. But it's nice to lay this down so that we can start making our little birdie fluff outwards, like make them look a little fluffy, kind of like the koala we did last week, if anybody was here for the koala. Okay. I'm not going to go any higher than that, but if you guys are, go for it. If you're watching it on YouTube, pause if you want to paint the whole background. Maybe you want it to look like the picture that we're using. So you want to paint a dark, thick tree up there. Totally up to you. And then I saw Nikki was mentioning glitter down there earlier. This is probably a stage that I would put the glitter on. So we add our wet paint. If you want the glitter to be in the background. Like maybe you want the glitter to be in his little like birdie ears. Or not, it's not a birdie, it's a bunny. But see how adding more water has made the paint light up as we go up higher. Good Luckies, back from the dead. Hello, good to see you again. Glad that you're alive. Are you painting? Okay. How's that? And oh, I just said I would put glitter on here and I didn't. You would just lay this flat and sprinkle some glitter on there. Kit Kat! Oh my gosh, it has been. You haven't seen the stream since they changed the look of caffeine. That was a little bit ago. Hello. Look at all these familiar faces coming back. Welcome back. We're painting a ducky. How do we feel about that for a background for now? Or are we just like, screw it. We'll just paint the whole thing green. Oh, if Ilham wants an up drip, this is the right time. Up drips come from literally flipping that canvas upside down, doing exactly what we're doing with our paint, slowly adding more water to it, and letting the drips fly. Also, Ilham, I'll have to, if you're still here at the end, my children's book came out. I'll have to show you in my book where I made the up drips that you requested. The April Fool's twist, the duck ends up being a dragon. Oh, see, that's another. I told you guys I wasn't clever enough to think up of some good April Fool's jokes, but it would be really funny if I just like was teaching you guys to draw something not what we're even looking at. That would have been hilarious. Great idea, Kit Kat. Jealous. It's this great idea. Okay. Let's get those drips out of here. Let's get a couple more. Your duck looks a bit scary and weird. So does mine. Look at this thing. At this stage, it should look a little scary and weird. Don't worry. You gotta go back to rule number 4. Trust the process. It is a little robot duck. Yeah, I don't know why. Sorry, Kika, I didn't mean it. Bob Ross rules, exactly. I wasn't trying to be sassy. I just mean, like, it'll be good, I promise. But, yeah, I don't know why this looks like Zoidberg Ducky to me for some reason. I know Zoidberg's not a robot, but it's just giving me those vibes. Okay, how's that? It's kind of a fun background. It just, at the end, we'll bump up this green and give him a little shadow. It'll be good. Look who it is, Dresden. I honestly was just thinking about you at the start, wondering where you were. Good evening, everyone. Working alternate hours and just saying I miss y'all. We miss you too, you sweet soul. Sorry you're working different hours. That's a drag. Or maybe not if you like them. Where are we going? Okay. We are going to start. Okay, we're just going to fill out this ducky. Just because I did mine orange. Let me see. Remember, your duck should be yellow right now. Alright? Mine's orange, but we're about to paint it fully yellow, so you don't have to do this step. I'm just doing it to help in the long run. I'm just going to white out some of my orange lines to make my yellow go over top of it easier. If you did the orange, you might want to do this too, but if you did yellow, you don't have to do this because we're literally just painting yellow over top of these spots. Zand was originally the one who introduced me to you when he did a raid and showed us your stream. Oh, Zand. That's a long time ago. Dresden. You just dropped a potato. My second potato today. Thanks, Dresden. You guys are just melting my heart today. The sweetest souls coming through here. I'm gonna become a potato farmer. Kit Kat, you're on the ball today. I like it. You know what's actually crazy, Kit Kat, is I've literally been streaming every Thursday at this time, every single Thursday. I think I've only missed one since that time that you're talking about, which is pretty nuts to think about. And for a bit there, we were doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I just couldn't do that many days. Okay. And then who was saying? Dresden was saying this fur is giving... Oh no, Nico's giving all this fur is giving you PTSD of the qualifier. Not gonna lie. It's kind of like that. But it's not as many like values and shades, which is nice, I think. Okay? So see how covering up all those extra drawing lines have kind of helped us see this little duckadee coming together here, okay? All right. And remember, if you don't like a shape, like you can white it out on the side to tweak things. We'll get to that point. But now, I'm letting this dry for a little bit, but everybody, we are getting out yellows across the boards. Okay. Everyone get your yellow out. Get a big old brush, probably the same, again, depending depending on, what was I just saying? Depending on the size of your duck. Depends on the size of your brush. Maybe this is too big for the size of canvas you're working on. Maybe use something smaller. It's totally up to you. Kit Kat says paint's gonna get thick if I keep whiting out mistakes. Hey, that's happens. All of my paintings, I promise you, have big chunks of thick areas with those good old mistake fixing spots. Just a thick back. Okay, and we're literally just gonna start just like what the mug's telling us to do. Slob it on, okay? We don't need lots of water. We want more paint than water. And we're just gonna fill in this little duckadee. Okay? With yellow right out of the tube. You don't want to mix any white in it or anything because we're going to start using white to like add some dimension and some depth in that little ducky, some highlights. Hey, yo, chilling with my buddy Damon watching your stream. Say hi. Hey, Damien Matt. Good to see you. I always say good to see you, but it's like, see you. Hi guys. What's up? What are you doing? How's it hanging? Are you guys painting a duck? I hope you are. Okay. I didn't take out enough yellow. We're still doing the same thing. We're still just slobbing that paint on. We're not going to worry about his little feeties because those can stay orange. Well, those are going to be orange. I know yours are white, yellow at the time. I always talk about being conscious of your brush strokes. Again, if you find joy in just slobbing the paint around in every direction, please do so. But sometimes if you're like conscious, like for example, when I'm filling in this little duck's body, I'm kind of filling it in the same shape of the circle, right? I'm not going left, up, right, and down. When I'm over here, I'm kind of following the curve, and same on the way back up. And it kind of, if you're adding some texture in there, if you have lots of paint, it'll give you some like, it helps make things look more 3D without having to go too far and do too many steps. It helps bump that up before we get some value in there. Because if you're mocking that shape, those lines, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on screen. Nope. So ignore me. But I always try to be just conscious. So when I'm up here, I'm going just up and down, angling a little bit when I get to the sides. Again, you don't have to. It just might help sometimes. Okay, and same in this cutie little face with those chunky little cheeks of his. And again, remember, more paint than water, but you still want a little bit of water to help pull it around. Pull the paint around, I mean. Guys, I'm trying to do my paint nights without music so that you guys have the opportunity to play your own music. And for a while when I don't notice, it's fine, but then sometimes I notice it's quiet and my brain's like, like malfunctioning over here a little bit. Okay. We've got the body of our little ducky. Okay. And he's pretty cute. All right. We're going to let that chill for uno momento, but not too long. Some of you might want to change your water. It might be a little colored with green or something. If it's colored with yellow, that's okay because we're still using yellow. But if it is very green and it's messing with your color, I suggest you change it. I just missed my mouth. Oh. But we are going to get a smaller paintbrush out. And Nico, I'm gonna try my best to make it not as strenuous as the koala fur. Let's see how she goes, okay? Looks like there's still paint on it. But I suggest with the fur you use a pointed, smaller brush. Pointed. You can go like super tiny if you want, but you don't have to. No, I know, but it is like a time-consuming thing. Don't you worry. I feel it. But our steps, got to get white on our palettes as well. Get in there. We're gonna get some white, and we still have our yellow. Maybe if you have some orange on your palette, we might dip into there. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how she goes. Okay. Okay. We've got a nice little pointed brush. We're gonna get it wet. We're gonna have our yellow, and we're gonna take a little bit of white. Mix it on in there, maybe a touch more. We want it to be a little bit brighter than what we just filled our whole ducky with, okay? But not too bright. I don't know if I'll be able to see the difference. It's probably just going to look like pure yellow to you. Oh, maybe if I hold it like on the duck, you can kind of see it's a little bit lighter. On this stage, it's going to be a nice 50-50 in between straight paint with not much water and chocolate milk consistency. You want it right in the middle. And we're just gonna look at our little duck-a-doo over here and see. I always tell you to squint. I don't know if your optometrist would be mad at me for telling you that, but it's always good to squint at that little duck and see where the lighter parts are. I'm going to start up. Let's see if this makes a difference. Let's come close. We're just going to zoom in here. Oh, not at that part, though. Okay, we've got his funny little face. We've got where his beak is roughly going to go. And we are gonna, can you guys see that? Not really. I might have to make mine a little bit brighter so you guys can see. Like, can you even see what just happened there? Hardly. Also remember, your paint is always going to dry darker on your painting than it looks wet on your palette. That's just how acrylics work. So maybe I should do it a little bit later. Let me try again. So see if you guys can see that a little bit better. I don't know why it's not the greatest. But I'm going to brush on these lighter little brushes. Do you see that? Oh yeah, okay, you can see it closer up. See, you don't want to hide your work underneath. I always say that. Like, you want to see that yellow underneath in some spots. But we just want to add some texture and some puffy little fluffy hairs. On the outside of our little guy. It's slow. We're doing this with this subtle lighter yellow, and then we're going to do it one more time in some spots with a lot brighter of a yellow, like with a lot more white in it. And it's going to add some nice depth and dimension in there. And just make them look so fuzzy. Like, and the way we make them look fuzzy is going right over. Like, see how... Oh my gosh, where am I? See how here you can pull the fluffs over top your outline into the background. You can hardly see it on there. We might have to do it with some darker ones. But that's why it's a good thing that Madge reminded us of the background, because then you don't have to try to paint the background around those little wispy hairs. The wispy hairs are already on top of the background. So crazy, because in the camera right now, like what you guys can see, the background hardly looks like it has any color on it. But mine does a lot. So that's weird. Remember, water's your friend. You want more water on it than you did when we were just slobbing paint around. But less water than our chocolate milk consistency that we always start with. We know that he's going to have a beak that's going to go a little bit deeper. We know that he has a little scarf right here, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But we are going to come down and just paint. Again, they can be rough. They don't have to be exact, perfect, or a line or anything. We're just trying to make them look hilarious and puffy. And I'm following that reference, whatever it's called, reference photo to see where the light highlight should go. I feel like from far away you guys can hardly even see, but we're going for it. So we've got a lighter streak right down his belly on the left side here. And same over here. Just fluffing away. And this is why Nico said he had PTSD from the koala fur last time, because it kind of is a tedious process. But you can pull it. I'm going to do it minimal, like the least amount that we have to. But you can decide at home how detailed you want to go. Like, you can do endless amount of layers. You can add black to your yellow to make it more shadowed and do some of those. And then put some orange layers with little fluffy hairs in it. You can push it as far and as detailed as you want. But for the sake of a relaxing under 2-hour paint night, I'm going to just do the bare minimum fluffers that we have to. Don't worry, Justin. You don't have to be here every millisecond. You're a busy boy. I laughed. I was going to post a screenshot of our conversation because Justin and I play phone tag hard because we both have very busy jobs. And our messages are always like, oh, sorry, I have 4 minutes before my first call. Can I call you? Oh, no, already walking to an appointment. Oh, I'll get you back. The one person doesn't answer. We're in something else. It's like, it's comical, us trying to get a hold of each other. But hey, we know every Thursday where to be this time. Okay. We've got a little bit of that belly. And where else on this little duckadee? Oops. Yeah, Justin, we know where to be. He does. He's usually here. Oh, just kidding. That was me. You saying he should be working. Okay, well, that's fair, too. What is happening, computer? Okay, can you guys see? It's very subtle on the thing, but you see how it's lighter on his face and it's lighter on his belly here? We're going to pull a couple streakies. And we are going to... Hey, wait a minute. Are we... Isn't it like... How long is caffeine? Isn't there like an anniversary or something today for caffeine? Am I wrong? It's Caffeine's 5th birthday today, you guys. Happy 5th birthday to Caffeine. Happy birthday, Caffeine! That's exciting. Man, I keep saying that we're going to do the caffeine... Oh, I forgot again. The caffeine unicorn. Putin Uni. I gotta, we gotta do a paint night of him one day on here. Oh, this guy? Okay, well, that wasn't me just trying to get you to give me that prop, but hey, you're not wrong. It is that guy. Thanks. Okay. Takes long when you paint it. Are we talking about like this guy? Like, takes long. Oh, your dinner takes long when you paint it? Okay, we've got a little ducky. We're going to put a couple little fluffers over here. But not as many. Our bright lights on this side. Let's give them some... And I'm just pulling away from the center. Pulling out from the center towards the edges. Fluffing little hairs. Being conscious of the pressure of your brush. You're literally just trying to use the tip of your paintbrush right now. Don't push too hard. I know there's some newbies here today, so let me try. Ronnie goes, yay! Yay! Hi, just got home from work. He's looking like a cutie. And then wait, I missed another. Is it Tender Bear? Very cute Thursday night to all. Tender Bear, it is a cute night, isn't it? Also, I always love a good Tender Bear entrance. As you guys are making those little hairs, I might as well do my little pressure test. Oh, sorry. Just kicking cameras around. Hello, Grunge Mania. I think you'll like to paint this one at some point, too. So, if you are trying to paint something nice, small, and skinny, see my paintbrush here? It's kind of locked and loaded, pretty heavy. If you are pressing very lightly, like, see where my pinky is? My pinky is taking all the pressure of my hand. So I don't have to press too hard on my paintbrush. I'm going to use just the tip of the paintbrush and see if I'm pressing very lightly and I pull that line across. We've got a pretty thin line. But if we press the whole thing down, I hold it sideways so you can see like every single bristle that this brush owns is touching this page, right? And you pull that baby across. And look at how long and thick that line is compared to this line. And they're both with the same paintbrush. And it's all about pressure, okay? So as we're flailing these little whatchamacallits around, these little hairs, ideally you would like for them to be skinny. So you can press really lightly on that brush of yours. It takes practice to get control of a paintbrush and figure out pressure, so don't be stressed. It's just something to be conscious of every time that you paint, and you can start playing around and feeling it out, okay? All right, Duckadee. My hair looks amazing. Excuse me? From a hairdresser? Sassy girl, thanks. Dan and I went out for dinner tonight. We went to Una for the first, we haven't been out to dinner together in ages. He got home from being gone for a long time. Just yesterday, yeah. So Daniel's home. And he hasn't been to a restaurant since late last year, I guess, because of restrictions. And then he was out of town for almost 2. So yeah, it was nice and also weird to go to a restaurant. Okay, how are we feeling about all these little fluffy fluffersons on our little poof here? Right? And now guess what? We're going to do almost exactly the same thing. We're just going to add a bunch of more white to that light yellow that we were just using. To the point where it's like almost white, but not. Okay? And again, if you feel like you need to use a smaller brush, that's okay. Always still, even on a smaller brush, be conscious of your brush stroke pressure and whatchamacallit. And we're just going to add a little bit of these pure white spots. And again, always coming from center and pushing out like you're fluffing out. Always make space in between the brush strokes so that you can see the work you've done. You don't want to cover up all your work. All these extra layers are like really helpful to build up. Again, I always say like 4 keywords, but depth is helpful when it comes to painting paintings and giving them more dimension, excitement. Okay, we're just going to go through and put a couple little fluffies, like less, right? You can think of every layer of light or color that we go, we're putting less of that layer. So we started with the pure yellow and we filled it completely solid. And then we went with the 1 step higher than that, and we did lots of them. We filled a large surface area with that secondary level, but not all of it. And then we can think of that even more too now when we're putting this almost white layer in some spots. We're putting way less of these strokes than we did of the color before. Put a couple more white ones in there. Maybe I'll zoom in for you to see that. Yes, okay, so you know what? Let's, so the reason that I didn't from the beginning put orange at the bottom, like orange into the yellow or paint him orange first and then add all these yellow on top is again how I always go back to people's paint quality. You never really know what people's are using at home, and some quality of paint some people's yellow, a lot of people's yellow though, who are kidding, yellow is a tough one, have a hard time painting over a darker color. Do you know what I mean? So you're right. If we want to play with even more darker values, let's zoom out here for a second. Like Nikki's talking about orange here. if we want to add a little more depth, we can do almost the same thing. Let's grab our yellow, but our yellow right out of the tube, so it's a darker yellow. And you can grab a touch of orange into your yellow, okay? Just a touch. And we're doing this same little hair fluffing like we've done before. You're going in to out. You're doing light on your brush. You're just fluffing those little hairs. We can, again, squint at our duck here and see where the darker layers are, right? He's kind of dark in this spot, some under his chin. So with this yellow-orange on our brush here, let's go down under these parts. And we can add in some of this darker. Let's zoom into that too. Realistically, you could even mix black. Like in the picture reference we're using, like you could probably mix black in there, but I always get scared of mixing colors with black. It can get a little dangerous and it can really dull out the look of your painting. So sometimes it's nice to like make darker shadows, not black, but with other colors. So see how we're just touching this little orange to yellow? Oh, see, my nose is getting itchy already. We're just gonna bring some of this orangey yellow right at the bottom. And Nikki's right, like realistically, we probably should have, like technique-wise, you would go dark to light, so you could do this layer before we started all those lighter yellow layers. To be honest, I was hoping that we could get away with just yellow, but if it's not giving enough contrast for people, then let's do this little orange and see how already that has added let me see there. See how already that has added a little bit more shadow and the contrast to our little ducky. Zero took the night off. How we doing? We're painting the cutest little duck of all time. Almost as cute as all those little prop ducks that you just gave me. Thank you. Thank you. So cute. We're just painting this hilarious Easter duck that I'm in love with. His face just gets me. All right, and as we're still using that orange yellow, remember, like I said, if you want to be more close to the reference photo that we're using, mix a touch of black in with your yellow or your orange. You can just be very careful. Again, I always say black is a very powerful pigment and it'll overtake any color. So just add like toothpick tips amounts of black at a time till you get the color you want. I just think it'll be fun to make them a little more colorful, so I'm not going to go with the black here. That's the face of Tay spotting a scoot. Which face was it? That's how I feel. You guys, one more month and there's scooters in Calgary. Oh, the duck! That's true. This is me when I see a scoot. 100%. You know what I can start at? Zero. Here's your shapes. Screenshot it. Do a mental click. Memorize it. Circle, circle, duck, circle. Here, I'll hold it on this one in case people are still looking. You got it? There you go. That's your duck. I believe in you. Duck, duck, goose. Okay, so I'm still just adding this orange in here in some spots. Remember, if you want to be more like realistic to the color of the photo we're using, you could put black, very subtle and little amounts of black because she dangerous in a good way. All right. See though how already that's kind of give him a little bit more shape. And his little armpit down. Oops. His little armpit down here. You can give him some little fluffies. Again, these aren't dominant lines or sharp outline lines. They're always little hair fluffs. And again, for some people it might be fun. For some people you might not like these tedious parts. But that's how we gonna leave it for now. Okay? And while we're at it, you can color in his little footsies because we have orange on our brush. Maybe some of us have orange on our brush. But we've got his big old foot, and then over here, same old thing. We're gonna just color that in. We will be painting grass over top of that foot on the ground, which is already kind of there. But it's good to fill it in. Okay. Ultimate Svengali! Oh, and Jay the Critic. When can we? It's a good question. It's a good question. That's not very COVID safe. Svengali, miss you too. How are you doing? Are you gonna paint this cutie duck one day? I'm pumped on this one. I think it's hilarious. Okay. We've still got orange on our brush. Let's zoom on up to not his little bottom. Let's come on up here. Right? Oh my gosh, look what I've done. Just got paint all over the end of it. It's the little thick bottom for me, says Justin. It's so cute. I love him so much. And has her creative minds and vibes. Hey, Jay the Critic. That sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Okay, we've got a little beak. And how we're going to do the beak is we've got our rectangle, right? Roughly. You can roughly paint in a little square of that rectangle just so you acknowledge where that beak's going to start. All right, we painted the top half. Still have a thinner, smaller brush going. Now let's paint a smile, okay? Right here, like we're coming off the side and we're just gonna... Oh, it's like a top hat. Oh my gosh, it's a top hat. Everybody paint a little top hat. It's cute. So we just painted a square and we made a smile right underneath it to make it a good old little top hat. Right? I'm just going to use a little bit smaller of a brush for this part. And from that little top hat, from the sides of the smile, let's bring that line on in and down. It's not straight down, it's in and down. Do you see that? Subtly. All right, we've got the cutie little top hat, and now we drew some little sideburns, I guess, off the side of it. And let's make a line right across. That should be the bottom of our rectangle, but that's not going to be the bottom of our beak. Still using orange. I'm still using a little brush. More paint than water, but there's still water on your brush. There to come. See this little square? That's basically going to become his mouth hole. But where his little tongue is what we're drawing out. So we're going to come on the inside. And we are just looping a little loop down the bottom. Again, I know it looks crazy, but we're trusting the process, right? Okay, Matt's coming in with Do You Knows, and I'm here for it. Okay, here's a little ducky mouth. An adult duck is called a drake? No, I don't believe you. Hey Siri, what is an adult duck called?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is an adult duck called. Check it out.
Matt's right. Confirmed. Siri confirmed is real. Okay, guys, we learn. The more you know, I tell you. Okay, how are our weird little mouths? I know it looks weird, but at the moment, that's what we got, okay? Okay. Now, we still have orange, so let's finish up all these orange spots. Let's get a slob of white, add it into your orange. Justin's getting Baby Yoda vibes, which is... I'll show you guys at the end. Remember last week I was working on something that I haven't showed people on Instagram yet, so y'all got the exclusive of like Baby Yoda and Stitch. So cute. Oh, sorry, I'm not talking to you. We are putting white in our orange. We're coming to the tip of that little beak and we're filling it in with a little white circle and pulling the line up. See there? We made a little white circle. Well, white-orange, it's not just white. And then we pulled that line on up the beak. And that is all we really need to do there. But yeah, I did that Stitch and Baby Yoda painting, and I finished it today. And I was just on the phone with Justin, so I was sharing with him some pictures. And it's really funny because the first picture I was using for reference, like Baby Yoda wasn't smiling. He like had his like funny little like struggle face where he's like trying to grab something. And his funny little like teeth are in it. And then the client was like, "Can we make him smile?" And I was like, "Yeah, he can be cute." So I made him smile cute. And now it's just funny to see like what he looked like before versus after with the funny little smile. So I'll show you guys after, but I don't have that. I mean, not yet. I'll show you it after. Okay. And I just realized as I was talking, I didn't tell you, I also put a little bit of a white line of orange on the bottom of his beak as well, like the U. Okay? And guess what? Since it's the most repetitive stuff ever painting we are going to go again with that white in our orange, and we are going to imply a little pointy foot, imply a little pointy foot, and imply another little pointy foot. All right? Nico painted a Baby Yoda sculpture recently, and it turned out cool. That sounds cool. That's fun. Where'd you get? Did you make the sculpture, or did you get like? How does that work? All right, and then same with down on his little foot over here. Let's just hide. Ooh, that's like white I just put on there. We're still using orange and white. We're just gonna fill in a little bit of that foot. Remember, that foot doesn't really matter. We are covering it with grass. Last step. Okay. Man, that coffee just made my mouth so dry. Okay. You bought the sculpture from a pro. We make molds. It's a fridge magnet. Oh, that's cute. Very cute. Okay, and we still have orange, that white orange on our brush, and now let's add more white to that orange. So again, it's like almost white with a hint of orange in there. And we're just going to add a little nail to the end of these feeties. Boop, boop. Which look like nothing to you. Kiddo, we have not drawn the face. It's coming right now, actually. I don't know why I can't. What did I do to this foot? I don't know how to fix this. We're just going to abstract, leave it like that. We'll get some black in there. It'll be fine. We're not going to add any more to this foot because it's going to be... Oh, yeah, you guys can't even see the rest. Oops. Why won't it let me move? Hello? How's that? Good call. Sorry. This is a duck doing a bunny cosplay. That is a good way to put it, kiddo. Isn't he so funny? I just love him. Or her, whatever it is. I'm just gonna leave the foot like that for now. We'll come back to it. Thick, that's what he is. He's thick. Okay. We've got him just clomping along. Now let's get out our pink so that we can do that little bow. And then basically it's like black and white and we're laughing. The fur detail's nice. Thanks, kiddo. Nice, cutie, fluffy little guy. Okay, we're going to get out our pink. If you don't have pink, we've got red and white. If you want it to be a more corally pink, you got red, white with a little bit of yellow in there. Play around with it, whatever you like. Doesn't even have to be pink. Hey, you blue, whatever color you want that little ribbon to be. Oh, thanks for the heart, Emilio. We've got pink on our palettes. We've got white still. Get some more out if you're like me and use it all the time. Okay. I'm using a smaller brush. It looks like this one's stained purple. We'll see how she goes. Get it wet because water's your friend, right? And again, depending on your paint quality, you might want to do this step in pure white first and then put the pink on if you think that your pink won't paint over top of the yellow. Let me see. And we're going to start by just where this little neck spot is, where his big head matches his big body. Let's just make a U shape for his little ribbon. Right? Okay. Like a little choker right now. That's funny. Okay, and we're going to pick right on the side. Let's put a little circle. It's going to hardly look like anything. It's just a point for us to know. Ooh, let's zoom in for this. Just a point for us to know where we are going to make that bow come out of. Wow, my pink is a lot different than his pink, but that's okay. Okay, and let's start by making a swirly lines. We're going to come up, we're going to come down, and back up again. Like a mustache. Ole! Okay? See, up. Whoopah! You're going to paint a line straight up. Oh, that's very wet paint. You're going to draw a line straight up from that curvy line we've got. And then you're going to mimic or parallel those lines that we already did, right? So in this case, I'm going to go down and up again. And again, we know where that little point that we made is. Let's do the same thing. Let's just make kind of like a wavy line. Whoop. Sound effects necessary. Okay. And again, you cap off that line and you parallel the line that you made before. Nikki's got to go, but she's going to paint him tomorrow. Have fun, everyone. Good night, Nikki. Thanks for coming as always. Appreciate it. Thanks for your order as well. Appreciate it. And happy Easter to you too. Okay, and we're going to come on this side too, and we're going to do the same-ish type of thing here. Let's make a line and bring it on down. This side's a little different, but not too much. Match up those lines. And it's going to be all in the white highlight that's going to bring the bow to life so we can see the different parts of it. Because right now it's just a solid pink. And as we're coloring it all in, it's just going to blend into each other, right? We're coming back to the circle and we're making the last little leg of that bow. I'm just going to flail it a little bit more because I think it's cute. Right? We did a line down, cap it off, and bring it on back. Parallel, match it out. See how it got a little bit thinner by the time it got to the top of that circle spot? That's okay. And now it's important that you have white on your palette ready for when we are about to start this next step, okay? So our brush is filled with pink. We've got a good amount of water in there. It's not the chocolate milk consistency, but we've dipped our brush in a couple times to get some water in that paint of ours, okay? And let's just fill in this first little lippy of the bow. And while it's wet, y'all know we're working wet on wet, okay? We're going to dip our paintbrush right into the wet. Like, see how my paintbrush is still pink, still dirty, but I put a little bit of white on there. You might want to brush it off a couple times on your palette. But then we're going to come in here with the white, and we're going to work right in to that wet paint and pull from the outside in. And see how... Always have a brush close, a rag close, so you can wipe off some of the excess, right? But see how that pure white blended right into the wet pink we already have to make a nice little blend from the end to the front. Do you see that there? Because if we were to put pure white on there, it's hard because it's wet, so it's not going to mix well. See, that's how pure white should be. But since we're mixing it into that wet, it's nice that it gives a nice blend and kind of helps you cheat a little bit, and you don't have to mix all those colors, okay? And it's easy if you mess up, you clean off your brush, get it wet, and go right into just the pure pink. And you can still kind of buff it out, right? In with those colors that you put on there before. Okay? Again, with white on our brush, let's put a little circle spot right in the middle. It's my favorite white girl. It's been so long. Hey, John Wick. It's been a very long. So many people are coming out of the woodworks today. I love it. So many people haven't been here for a while. Love it. It's a good day. How are you doing, John Wick? Also, yes, Zero, we're all curious how the painting's going. Okay, guess what? We're doing the same old thing on all those little ribbons that we made. So we're going to go right into the pure pink. We are going to fill in this little woo. Let me get this in here. Your glowing beautiful as always looks so innocent. You guys will never know if I'm innocent or not. It's hard to not be innocent when you don't leave your studio ever. Okay, we've got the same old, right? Our paint's wet. We have pink still on our brush. We're going right into our white. We are going to bring that white into our wet pink so that it gives us a nice blend. We're starting from the outside. You quack me up, says John. Hey, that was a good one. You quack me up. Love a good pun. Zero's asking how much time you got. We are coming to, I don't know, I have the worst guesser of time. But I can't imagine us going longer than in the next, no, more, oh yeah, you have more than 5 minutes, for sure. Okay, I'm just still going through on our little bows here. Alright. And we're putting pure pink on there with our paintbrush going into the white. I know it's redundant, but just in case you need. So I'm going back in with that white to get that nice little blend in there. And then afterwards, when this is all dry, we're going to put pure white in some of those spots. Oops. Just to bump it up even more. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Okay? We are going to do the last one. Same old, same old. Let's just fill that thing up with wet pink. Swoop. This one's a little touch different. We will deal with the most different part later, but since this is not as close to the sun reflection, what am I trying to think of? The sun's coming from over here, so we always wanted the lighter stuff to be on the left-hand side. So since we're on the right-hand side and it's under his chin, we're not bringing the white all the way through like we did with the other ones. We're just going to start at the end here, and we're just going to buff it just a little bit right here. I did add to my paintbrush tattoo. I don't know if you were here before when I was talking about how I hated it because it was crooked. And it still is kind of crooked, but now there's enough stuff around it that you can't really tell. But yeah, is that cool? So it's like plants from my studio, and it's like paint splots and schlobs. And then she just kind of tried the best she could to make the brush not look as... It used to be like, whoop, as you can see right here, it like bends a little bit. But now when I look at it, it's not all I see, right? Because when it was like just a paintbrush, all I could see was like how crooked it was. And it made me want to rip it off every time I saw it. So she made me like it. It looks like it's the 3 colors I like started my career with. Yeah, I'm pumped on it. Anyway, just admiring it for a second. And then what are we finishing off for this little guy? I'm just going to mix a little bit of white with pink. And we're just going to add one little streak at the back end there. Black will help us define the rest of it, but that's pretty much all we're going to do on this little bow of ours, okay? Okay. I look like the chick from Divergent movie. Who is that? Who's the main character? Because, you know, celebrity... I don't get many celebrity look-alike things, but I do get Ashley Tisdale all the time. Oh, Shailene Woodley. Oh, I guess with my hair like this, that makes sense. I like her. Okay, what are we at here? Pink. Well, thank you, John. We're still on our pink. And we're going to do the same thing as we did with the bow up in these ears here. But let me bring those ears on down. Okay. And guess what? We're just going to fill these in there with the dark pink. As much as you want, because white will cover it up if we need. Svengali comes in here. I think you look like Tay. Thank you. Thanks you so much. And then John Wick comes in with You Leave Me Alone. I'm his TikTok crush. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take the TikTok crush. Just kidding. Do you mean is Shailene Woodley your TikTok crush? Is that what you mean? Okay, we fill those little cutie ears up with dark pink. And guess what, you guys? Let's just grab some white on that paintbrush. Work it in. My paintbrush is still filled with pink. And I'm just going to pull a little bit of this white at the top down. Same on this side. I don't know why I go like Western. Or not Western, like I'm from the South or something sometimes when I talk on here. Okay? Look at that. Subtle, nice, easy peasy. Just slop some white in there to make it just look like there's different depths and value in that. Okay? Okay, I think... Oh, just kidding. We still have pink on our brush, and we have to make their cute... It's cutie little tongue. Let's see. They don't know, but that Cyrus may rotate around her world. You know, the funniest thing about that, John Wick, is that the Saturn's literally for my boyfriends. That's really funny that you say that. Nice try, but it's close. Okay, we're going to go into this little mouth of his, and we are going to, guess what? Same old thing. We're going to paint it pink. Dark pink. You might want to take out a smaller brush if you're stressed. And And we are going to fill in that tongue dark pink. Is this drama? Says Justin. I'm ready. Not drama at all. It's just like hilariously ironic that the Saturn that you picked is actually like very publicly for someone else. Okay, we painted that little mouth pink. Yeah, like not a secret that it's for somebody else. Thank you, Carnell Hall, for the cutie little bunny duck. Cosplaying duck, I think, is what we decided earlier. And again, back to our duck. We've got that pink little mouth, and just right at the end, we're going to put a little bit of a lighter pink with some white in there. Okay. One second. Okay, so see, I just added a little touch of light just at the end of that little tongue. And then we're going to get black out, everybody. Not black out like some of you adults are thinking. We're going to get black paint onto our palettes, all right? Let me see. I'm getting some black onto the palette. Again, you don't need much. Tiny little amount. I probably took out too much. And you're going to get out a little brush. Depending on how comfortable you are, like it can be really skinny. A little bit bigger. Some people like to use square brushes sideways. Whatever you want. Okay. I'm trying to find the perfect brush. Whatever, I'll just use one that I just showed you. Okay. So when we are doing outlining type things, be conscious of that pressure. The pressure of your brush, because you want it to go on lightly. John Wick, talking about my lashes. I spend lots of money on them. They better be flea. Just kidding. Okay, we've got, well, you know the way to a girl's heart. Tell her she's got good lashes and sold. All right, we've got our black. We've got water on our brush, but not chocolate milky, but just a good consistency so that it pulls nicely across the page. When there's not enough water on your brush, it'll start looking like sandpapery almost. You'll see the grit of the canvas through the page. Water will help you pull it across easier. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to start by underlining that top hat that we did. Okay? What time is it? 9:40. Oh my gosh, Taylor. We're going to underline that good old top hat that we drew earlier. Okay. See that? Just a little smile. Whoop. And from that smile, we're going to bring it on down in there. Remember, I also should have mentioned, you can use a Sharpie. Some people, if you're more comfortable with a Sharpie, go for it. If you have some type of pen you prefer, go for it. Paint markers are probably the best, but I know not everybody has them. So if you're stressed out, use a good old Sharpie. I won't tell anybody. See, that little mouth has begun. You can add some little lines just on the side here, right, of his little schnoz. Beak, right? Saturn Man beat me to it, apparently. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He beat you to it like 7 years ago. A little late. Just a little late to the party. It's okay, John. It's okay. And how long before that? Hey, actually, yeah, you're not wrong. Dan and I went to high school together, so we've known each other for like 15 years, probably. He always says I friend zoned him in high school, but I don't think that's true. Not intentionally. Okay, we're still in that little cutie mouth of his, and we're just gonna fill up to the tongue that we already drew. Alright? How's that for a little smile? He's a little wonky, but that's just how we like him, okay? Okay. We've got the little lines. We've got his mouth. Again, dependent on who you are. Some people don't like to outline everything. Some people do. You can outline this little beak of his if you want. I don't know. Do you want to? You don't have to. But also, going back to you can fix anything with acrylic paint. Oops. As I say oops and ruin it all. I just painted it way too thick. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it in with a little bit of orange in that spot that I just messed up. Let's just pretend like that was supposed to be a beak and we're laughing again. Okay. I don't know why I just went so thick on the side there, but we're living with it, okay? We've got the beak. We'll add a touch of white highlight. We'll be, again, laughing. While we still have... Nope, we don't have that. We're going to go back to his eyeballs. We're still using the same little brush, whatever brush you're most comfortable with. We still have black on our brush. And we are going to pop some little eyeballs on there. So we see where the top of his beak is. Ideally, when you paint this circle, half of his eye should be underneath and half should be on the top, okay? So let's just toss in a little oval bean, egg, whatever you want to call it. If you want to draw that in pencil first, that's fine. If you're stressed of just going for it, totally okay. And on the other side too, let's do the same thing. All right. Duck and thick. Happy animals are delightful to watch. Oh, I know, aren't they, kiddo? I agree. Like, this guy's just so jolly. Lavanna with a quack and a heart. Thank you. Look how funny he is. Should we give him some eyelashes? I think that would be talking about a sucker for eyelashes, right? Should we just give him a little, like, eyelash at the end? Oh my god, Fireworks Central. Lavanna. You sweet soul. Thank you. Eyelashes for the win. Yeah. Thanks. Lavanna's just spoiling me. Thank you. You should come try to paint. Our little ducky. Well, not ducky. We're not painting a ducky next week, but what are we painting next week? A unicorn. Next Thursday at 8 p.m. we're painting a unicorn. Okay, we've got that little ducky face. All right, and now we still have black on our brush. We're just going to do a couple. But it's not a Putin uni. I know. We'll do the Putin uni. We're just going to do a couple lines to add to this little bow we've got going on here, okay? So see, I circled wherever the circle is. You might not even be able to see your circle anymore, but you can make it up. Let's underline that little bow. Shoop. Same on this side. Unicorns live in Banff, says Matt. Here's how this little bow looks a little different. See what I did at the top here? I did a big long oval to be the top. It's not just one line, it's an oval. Realistically, you can do it to the other one too if you want them to match. And just a little bottom outline on the bottom of that little bow. Look, I'm going to do it very lightly. And let's just give it a little outline. Again, rough little outline of his little bow. They gonna eat long time before they mow that grass. Excuse me? Did I say that properly? From the quote you're bringing it from? And Ashlyn joins the party. Cute, right? It is very, very cute. I made his neck a little bit too big, but what can you do? We're also just going to do a little black line like this. It's going to feel weird, but we're putting white over top of it. But a little black line on his little ears. Okay? And roughly a little line around this pink. Okay? Okay, Zero started like an hour and a half after us and already finished. That's a miracle. A Christmas miracle. Okay. Took a different approach. I respect that. Maybe we'll outline it fully in black, actually. Sorry that because we want to make this fluffy, too. I've been gone for so long, I swear the flu won't leave our house. Oh, man, Ashlyn. That's the worst news. Sorry to hear. That's true, though. I do feel like you've been gone for a little bit. That's okay. We ain't going anywhere. We're here whenever you're healthy again. All right, so let's get... You know what? Let's zoom out for a second. Oh, that's a cute little ducky. That's cute. One thing that I'm just noticing before we go to our white, we didn't really do any shadow under his little neck. Sad you're missing this one. Little one got sick on me right before it started. Okay, I'm more sorry that you had to deal with that. You know it'll be up on YouTube. Don't worry, you don't really miss it. You will be able to paint the little ducky another time. One thing I was just talking about was, again, going to shadows. Let's get that little chin. Right underneath his chin. Remember how we did our orange and yellow? Or if you're somebody who from the beginning you were putting black down there, you can put black. But let's just give a little bit of color underneath that little chin. A little bit of shadow. Very cutie. Thank you, Bubsy. Right, a little bit under there. Just to give a little more, again, dimension, shape. Whatever works. You can like flail out little puffies if you want, of little hairs. Remember, depending on how much detail you want to do. You could do this with black if you want. If you want to have like a consistent outline around the side. Whatever works. I know the chubbiness is the best part. I love a good chub on a cutie animal. Okay. So we are going to... We have just a couple more steps left, okay? We're going to get our pure white out, and you're going to add the tiniest, tiniest touch of black you'll ever did see, okay? Very small. We don't want too dark. We want a pretty light gray, okay? And we are going to go into our little... Is this a duck? Yeah, a little duckling. Right, I think it's a duck, a little chickadee. I don't know. A duck, yeah. So we have this dark gray. It's a cosplaying bunny duck, is what we've decided as a group. I am just roughly filling in the extra spots of our bunny ears in gray. Like, it's very rough because, again, guess what? We just got to do some hair fluffies, and it's going to be pure white over top. But if we didn't put a color underneath, there's no way that we would see the white, right? We need to have a darker color underneath there a little bit. So when we paint that pure white on top, it looks like we're doing something, okay? Banner had a duck as a kid named Dwayne. I'm not going to lie to you guys. On TikTok, there's a couple people that have little baby ducks as pets, and it makes me really want one. I think it would be adorable. I know I'm going fast, but here it is, like 10, it's 5 to 10. When I was like, oh, we're going fast, it's not going to take long. Here we are, again. Story of my life and not having any concept of time. Okay, while that gray dries before we put some white on it, let's do my favorite part and go around the city here. Just kidding, with Ducky here. And put our pure white highlights, right? We don't want too much water because we want it to go on thick and opaque. So we're going to more paint the water on our brush, whatever size brush feels right for you. And we're going to start by just putting one little white spot on the right side of his right eye. Why? Look how cute that one little thing does. Why? Same on this eye. We're going on the left-hand side of the left eye. Same size, roughly, if you can. I just messed it up, but that's okay. Because guess what? If you mess up the white, you can go back in with black and fix it, which I'm going to have to, but that's all right. Okay, and now let's just add a little bit of white highlight at the end. Oh, that just makes her look like she has a little mustache. It's a buckling, a bunny duckling. There you go, you guys. Look at all the names we've got for this little cutie. You are going to just put one little white streak down the top of that nose. Maybe a touch in his tongue. Maybe a touch at the bottom of his lip. I don't know. Whatever you want. Now, like I said before, we're going to add some white highlight in the bows now that it's dry because we want it to be pure white. So let's pull a little bit of that across. Let's add a little touch of white in that circle. Maybe there's a streak on this ribbon. All right? And same over here. Look at that. Pretty nice, pretty nice. While we are waiting for those gray to dry, let's continue on down here and let's just get some of... See what we can do with these feet here that I just led you astray for. Let's just give him some nails again with pure white. I'm just gonna go doot, doot, doot. Okay, I have to paint this for my daughter for Easter. Maybe I'll make a mini one on a card. You should. I think he's... How do we feel, people painting? Do you feel like this was a good one or like an... Not easiest, but easier one? I don't know. Y'all tell me. And then still, like, again, talking about how much detail do you want to put on the duck? Like, now go back in. Do you want to put some pure whites, little highlights in here? Remember the ratio, though. The lighter you get, the less little hair streaks you put on it. Compared to the darkest, the lighter you go, the less highlighted pieces you have. Let's just add some more in there. Cool. Why not? That looks good. Oh my gosh, he's so chubby and cute. Oh my gosh, sorry, Matt. Do you know that ducks eat rocks? No. Why is a good question. I didn't mean to ignore your facts. Thanks, Justin, for mediating. And then because I'm just speeding through. Don't be stressed, you guys, if you aren't at the place where I am. Rocks apparently help with ducks' digestion. The more you know. Okay, now we've got these ears, and guess what? We're just gonna I have pure white on my brush. Lots of paint, but a little bit of water. Not chocolate milky. You want it to go on pretty opaque. And here comes Zero. Fact checked. I had 2 ducks as a kid. Okay, so who else? Banner had a duck and Zero had a duck. Banner's duck's name was... Oh my gosh. Why did I just want to call it Batman? Dwayne. Banner's duck was Dwayne, and Zero's was Quacky and Beethoven. And then he ended the story with the sad fact that I just won't repeat for the YouTube people. Kind of budget names. Hey, nothing wrong with a budget name. I like their name. Beethoven. So cute. Okay, see how it's like messy, like quick little jabby brush strokes, but if we didn't paint that gray first, you wouldn't see that texture, right? Because if you did it on just pure white, we would miss this, right? So let's just tap, 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 tap. Add some of that fluffy texture. And now see, we did that black line underneath there, but now it's not as prominent. It's kind of just popping through. They are any size strokes, kind of on the thinner side, but you can go between thick and thin. Like it's again very similar to what we're doing with the little chick hairs, right? You want it to be inconsistent and crazy because in real life, fur is inconsistent and crazy. For sure, go over the edges as well because that's how you get that fluffy look is when those textures go over the line and it doesn't have just a solid outline. You know what I'm saying? Oops, there's too much water in there. Okay. Fluffy McFlufferson. Tap, 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 tap. Go over a couple places. Again, though, you want to see the gray underneath a little bit. Is it actually? Is anybody on here on BitCloud? Anybody? BitCloud? We can also add some little quick jabs of white highlight in those ears. And look again, like I'm not really doing anything too exact, but adding some little highlights just make it look those little not clinky. Makes it look shiny and reflective. But again, you want to show all your work. You want to be able to see the dark. You want to see the lighter pink. And now we have a white light shade on top. Right? How's that? Yeah, I just found out about BitClout very recently. Made an account very recently, and it's very interesting. Okay, how we like them apples? Part of me feels like we need to put black in. Yeah, we're not joking. Zero, we're not joking. BitClout / Taytayski. You can invest in people. I wouldn't say blowing up, but it was fun. It was fun. Okay, again, just while we're kind of picking away and just finishing some parts here, I am going to, remember I said we have a shadow that we need to do. I am going to get black on my brush and get her just almost to that chocolate milk consistency. Add some water in there. We want the paint to go on nice and translucent. We don't want it to go on thick. And with this watery paint, we're just going to roughly start underneath this duckadoo. We're not going to paint over top that foot because that foot's raised, right? Like he's taking a big old step. And sorry, Zero, I saw you say, are there any quick tips to think about lighting and shading? Squints, yeah, well, like, see, and that's just because I'm like such a heavy reference-based artist. So for me, I acknowledge where all of my values and shading and stuff come from by squinting at the picture and seeing the darks to lights. Like always at least have 3 different values: black, white, and at least 1 mid-range. More mid-range is obviously better, but that helps you have full... I don't know what the word I'm thinking of, though, but it gives you a more complete dynamic painting. And like Justin says, pick a side where the light comes from. Always pick a side. Like from here, like you can even see right away, our sun is coming from this side because all the lighter parts are on the left side of the shape, right? Like always acknowledge where the sun's coming through. And one thing it's always funny when you like remember things that just stick with you forever. Like I don't have I'm not going to say great childhood memory. I just don't remember lots of high school. Like it's fuzzy. I don't remember lots of things, but there's just some like moments in your life that just stick with you forever. And one is my like grade 10 art teacher telling me like that my portrait or whatever I drew was great. Probably wasn't a portrait because I wasn't really a portraitist at the time. And she's like, but push your darks, make your darks darker. It's always, you can almost always make them darker. And you have to make sure that you have pure black on your canvas at some place, or else it'll look very dull. Look at Justin coming out here. Warm colors come forwards, and cool colors fall backwards. So like to the human eye, when you see cool colors, they just appear further in space. So when you're painting something, you can keep those in mind, right? And if you want things to be far in the distance, like maybe you'll paint the background with more cooler tones, you know? And if you want things to appear more close, perfect example. The duck is a warm color and green is cool, right? So the duck does already, of course, he's obviously close up, but it helps give even more space. And see how he's more detailed and the back is more fuzzy, right? Like there's ways to play with that. That's kind of getting out different of shading and stuff, but warm colors come forward. Don't tell me how to party, but thanks for the feedback. It's so funny. Okay, see how the shadow already just like added him in space, right? Like it gave him more. It looks like he's stepping now a little bit more because we have this watered down dark shadow or light shadow underneath, so we can see where he is relative to the background that we've made him. Even though most of the time my backgrounds are abstracted, I still try to acknowledge like a shadow or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To let people know where our little guy is staying in the piece. And remember, you have dark, like if some of you want, you can bring that dark into these spots down here if you want to. You don't have to. If you want to give him a little bit darker color with that watered down black, you can. Taytayski presents Art School 101 Tuesdays. Yeah. I'll tell you everything I learned so you don't have to pay to go yet. Just kidding. Right now, I wouldn't pay to go to art school because there's no in-house, like, because COVID, you can't go into the classroom. And for me, being in the classroom, being in school is where, like, 90% of your, like, schooling came from. People you meet, like, being around other creatives, I think it's important. So knowing that people are doing, like, ACAD right now without even being able to be in with your classes and it's all over Zoom, I just couldn't even imagine. See, I was just darkening up his little chin. You don't have to do that either. I'm just playing around. I think we're basically done here. Right? But like I said, we just have to put grass over top that foot if you want. But I'm learning here, though, so don't sell yourself short. 0. Just pumping my tires. It is actually great, like, and it's funny for me, I can tell from when I first started paint nights to now, like, I'm obviously a lot better because I know what, like, someone who's never painted before, like, what they would do or something, right? Like, it's easier for me. I'm a way better teacher now than I was at the start of my paint nights if you go back and look at them, just because I, like, know what I'm doing. Thanks for the fireworks, Emilio. Okay, you guys, I think we're just like, I think we're good here. Are we good? Are we happy? Are we laughing? Oh, the grass. Literally, we're just gonna do some piles of grass. Happy. Oh, and we got a duck over there. Sorry, I'm just so bad at comments sometimes, you guys. My brain is doing a million things often. Usually I feel paintings are kind of weak, but tonight you feel good about it. And you did it in like a minute. So that's pretty amazing. I am just pulling grass over top of this foot. Is really all. And I'll show you close up that it just like, again, adds depth that, or it just shows us that it is behind the grass. Very subtle, small things. But like, see? Putting that grass there just lets us know, like, oh, his foot is just, like, hidden back there. It's fine. How's that? Are we happy with her? Him? Whatever? I think so. I think he's cute. How's that? I gave her like a double chin with that black line. Living for it. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Okay. You guys, you have me for a minute here while I wait for you all to send in your pictures. It doesn't look like I have many sent in yet. Just zeros. I will show you what it's like if you wanted to do a black outline. Because I know if you're like me and you have a hard time not doing a black outline, when you're doing outlines on fuzzy creatures like this, you don't want to do a thick, solid line, right? You want to do exactly what we've been doing this whole time and paint little fluffy hairs, okay? All right. Instead of just a thick line, because then you add to the fluffiness. Okay? Again, totally optional. Not everybody will want to do it. You don't gotta. I'm just because I know that for me, things don't look complete unless they're outlined. So just if you guys want to know what it'll look like, here we go. Just outlining all the things. There's a toe there. Alright? But you don't have to. I'm just waiting for everybody, because I know there's a few people paint tonight. I know some people, like Nico might have had to. I know you're in Ontario. Nikki's also. Nico and Nikki. Both in Ontario. So I know your time zones are so different. So some of you finish them the next day. That's totally fine. Let me see. I'm just painting. Floop. For some reason, I have like the Beatles stuck in my head. Double chin means happy belly, and Justin says I can confirm this. You kill me. Okay, well, maybe his little head, I don't know. Okay, Nico, you're not slow. It is Good Friday, though. Right, I'm going out. Right, we're going out to the mountains for a little bit tomorrow. No worries about slow. We just try to make them fast on here. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna finish up here, though, because I just, like, realized that I have a lot of things to do before I have to go to bed early tonight. We'll see how that works. Early for me will be, like, 3. You don't have to. If you want to, you can. Don't feel pressured to. You guys don't have to send pictures in. You usually post it on your story, and I share it there, too, so people can see it anyway. No pressure. I'm just going through with these little black lines. Gotta get yourself some melatonin. No, it's more... I do have melatonin. It works a little bit. But it's more just like I'm so used to being up till like 8 in the morning that to switch over, like usually I just, like, for example, when Kenzie and I went to the mountains a few weeks ago just for a little mini vacay after we were done our huge projects, I stayed up super late Thursday. Like I only got like 3 hours of sleep Thursday, probably less than that, 2 or 3 hours of sleep Thursday night, so that Friday when I had to go to bed like a normal person with Kenzie because we're waking up early, then I could fall asleep because I'd be really tired, right? So I just like trained myself that way. But okay, I think we've got a happy little birdie, Ducky. I don't know why I just called him a birdie. Just darken up some of that there. Alrighty, folks. Again, if I find like the credit to this cute little cosplaying duck, I will post about it, but I don't. It's not mine. I didn't create that photoshopped image. Shout out to whoever did. Oops. And let's call it a day. Okay, let's see if we've got any sent in. Let me see. Is that Photoshop? I think so. Ducky ended up less corny than expected. No shade. Hey, I'll take it. Oh, we've got a bunch. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let me go to... Oh, yeah, someone was saying to add eggs in a little basket. Oh my gosh, we've got some good ones. Look at this family. Okay, look what someone said. I hope someone added a basket and eggs. Done already. The cutest. Look at this one's little cheeks with flowers, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys can even see. Oh, the ones that I'm talking about, you can okay, good. Okay, you can see. Okay, look at that little step. Perfect. Oh, and oh, look at the last one. I'm the proudest. This is the proudest I could ever be. Look at all those chickens. Oh, and look, just a teaser. Look, they did the owls before. Look at this family. Just the most talented. Oh, happy to have you here again today. I love the messy hair one. Where did you say messy hair day? Oh, that's what it says at the top. Messy hair day. Oh my gosh, so cute. Hello, Traxx. You made it just in time to see all of the cutie. Okay. You guys, this is Nico. Oh yeah, sorry, it's supposed to be private. I'm just telling all your names. Nico said that they were going to send what they have so far. Nailing it. Already out for my job. Joe Kaiser, hello. Nico slap, says 0. 100%. Oh my gosh, I love this little... So cute. So cute. Oh. Oh, you're seeing my messages, but that's fine. 0. You didn't tell us that you were going to make a gangster... chicken. Just kidding, it's not chicken, it's a duck. I'm impressed too. Look at that sideways cap. You're like, he ain't getting no bunny ears. I love the artistic freedom. It is a whiteboard, isn't it? Is that? You didn't go digital today. Oh my gosh, trying to make it more my style, as you should. You always should. Make it your own. Wow. I'm thoroughly impressed. Those are the only whiteboard marker colors you had. Hey, and it's worth it, obviously. Oh, I'm missing a couple more. Missing a couple more. Where are we at here? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so cute too. They were all so cute today. Do I have another one in here? Oh, yeah, I have another one. I have another one. Okay, wait. I have to take it off this because it'll show your username when I go into here for a second. Let me just... Because I don't want to miss. I saw it says, my kids, they had fun. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These ones are good too. Where's my little thingy here? Okay. Okay. Look at this. They decided to go the full, whatchamacallit? The full background, and it looks so good. Ooh, look at this one. They went full. Talk about artistic freedom. Love. Love, love. They did so good. Oh, makes me so happy seeing families do it together. That's what I'm here for, you guys. This is the whole point. Yo, Zero. Thank you. Thanks for painting along today, too. I love that. Thanks for all the duckies. Was that the moment for your trailer? Yeah, write down the time. I need to... That's going to be like a full day of me getting those things. Tay, I want to see you do a TikTok of you doing a painting in 10 minutes. I could maybe do that. I can maybe do that. I need to make more TikTok content anyway, so not against that. I'll post when you're done. Good. Of course, no rush, Nico. You take as long as you need to make that little ducky however you like. Let me see. What am I talking about? What was I just saying? I got distracted by a text. Justin in here saying he's going to buy a print for anyone who buys Taytayski coins. Shouldn't I just provide a print as a seller? Not as a selling point? Justin, do I start talking about it on Instagram, or are we just... Even better, I can easily provide a print for anyone who gets a coin. But guess what time it is? Thumbnail time. Right? Where is the button for it? My thumbnail button's gone. Oh, there's just some brushes here. That's in the way. The best part, period. You're right, Ashley. You're right. Okay. You expect bunny ears and the excited face. Oh, that's true. That's probably what we need, isn't it? Or at least Pringle ducklets. I don't have Pringles, but do I have something I can make a bow tie? Guys, it just ends up being photoshopped all the time, doesn't it? Should I put the duck on this side? Is it better to have the duck on this side? I have to be excited. Yeah! Flopping. That's what I picture. You know what? I do gotta be more prepared. I have to get the props before I begin. I feel like I should have a ribbon somewhere, but I will fully for sure put bunny ears on me. I don't know why this feels better. Ow, I literally just punched myself in the face. Wait, turn this way. That's me. That's my excited face. My ears are gonna go this way. Right? Give myself a double chin. Billy's happy if there's a double chin, just like y'all said, right? I just want one of them in there works. That's cute. Except I never look at the camera, I always forget. Double chin. See, now that Photoshop has entered the game, thumbnail time isn't as fun because it takes away all the good stuff. So, what can you do? Unless I start getting more prepared with things, that will be different. Okay, everybody. Oh, my body is sore. Thanks for coming to another Thursday. Okay. Appreciate it. I think we had fun. It turned out super cute. Oops, knocking stuff around. Next Thursday, we are painting. Gotta go out once a month for props for one painting. Yeah, I guess I gotta leave the apartment for a minute. Next Thursday, which is, that's not the right month. I haven't changed my calendar over yet. Next Thursday is the 8th, and we are painting a unicorn. A beautiful unicorn. Not the Putin Uni. I don't know why I messed that up. Should I just change it to the Putin Uni, maybe? Maybe. But the unicorn I found is another artist, another beautiful artist's unicorn. And then we have... Did this change your mind? Stop it. You. Thanks for another Putin Uni. Everyone watching right now, if in the comments, when people drop those little cuties, if you press the up arrow, they always do something cute. And the reason why we call that unicorn a Putin Uni is because when you press it, he poots stars. It's Putin Uni. Thanks for the props today, guys. You spoiled me, you crazy. But anyway, sorry, back to it. Okay, next Thursday is the 8th. We're doing a unicorn. The Thursday after that is the 15th. We're doing like a space theme. Just like abstracted. Throwing some paint around, flicking paint for stars. You can use some glitter. Just kind of having fun more so than painting something exact. The 22nd, we are painting a chameleon. That is a heavily requested one. I did paint a rainbow chameleon once, so we will try it rainbow. We'll see how she goes. And then the 29th, by heavy demand, we're painting a lion. I had a private paint night last week or the week before or something, and we did a lion. And everyone was jealous. So we will do a lion publicly, so we'll have it on YouTube. Nico's not wrong about the space theme one on the 15th. Bring your toothbrushes. Get an old toothbrush. It's the best way to get some galaxies going with the best control. Okay? Anyway. Lion King. Sorry, Tiger King's old news. Back to the Lion King. Yes, we'll be doing a full lion, full Simba. Just kidding, it's not Simba, but it kind of looks like it. On the 29th, okay? And as you guys know, catch me on Instagram, Etsy, YouTube, whatever, the whole shebang. Y'all know. My children's book is out. The Wonders That I Find. You'll find it on Amazon, Indigo, you know. Barnes & Nobles. TikTok. I also am on TikTok. She's not wrong. I don't post as much as I should on there, but I try. Taytayski across the board. If it's not Taytayski, it's Taytayski's art or something like that. That's for Twitter and Facebook. Somebody else is Taytayski across those. And other than that, y'all, we'll see you next Thursday, okay? Thanks for coming. You're the best. Catch y'all on the flip side, am I right? Oh, Ashley, just, you're the best. I hope I blow up on TikTok. That'd be cool, right? Okay, you guys. I already said it. Catch you on the flip side. We'll talk soon, okay? See you. Bye.